Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Jay Nolan here, aka the Retired Bowler. For those of y'all that are coming from my other channel, Jay Nolan, y'all know I cover music. I'm a music artist myself. And we talk about a lot of things over there. But today I'm gonna do something a little bit different over here on the Retired Bowler. I want to give y'all a bit of my background, man, in bowling. I feel like y'all kind of get the idea that I'm coming back to it. And that's true, right? But I want to give y'all a bit of context as to what it is that I'm coming back to, why I'm coming back to the sport, and just how deeply rooted and important this is to me because I've never really had the opportunity to come out and speak about it. You know what I'm saying? So, number one, for me and my family, bowling is something that we all do. It it traces back to shoot when I first moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't know. I was not born in Atlanta, right? I was born in Connecticut, New Haven to be exact. And over time, my parents they moved and stuff like that, had their whatever they had going on. I lived in California in the Bay Area for a bit, and then eventually, when I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, me and my mother we moved to Atlanta, right? And from that point, when we got here, my dad was already like super deep into bowling, like tournaments, traveling, going all over the United States, like competing at a high level. And he introduced my older brother, shout out to C, um, to the game. And from that moment forward, I was locked in. I immediately was put into youth league. I had coaches throughout my entire youth life. You know what I'm saying? So from 6 years old up to 18, I was being coached within the sport. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all my coaches who were good bowlers themselves, stand up guys. A lot of them were family men that were coming into the league, had their own children that were in the league as well. They were my friends, they were my peers. We traveled together. And just like my father, as a youth bowler, we traveled all throughout the Southern United States. So we were in all different types of cities within Georgia. We would go to Florida. We would go to, the Carolinas and stuff like that. Um, I was actually, I had the opportunity to compete out in Nevada a few times, you know what I'm saying? For nationals, like, and placed high. You know what I mean? I got fucking, excuse my language over here on this channel, but I got patches because when you're in youth league, you get these patches you could put for like high games and high average, trophies that you win at the end of the season, tournament trophies, all of this stuff. Unfortunately, when I was leaving the game, I didn't have the foresight to save this memorabilia. You know what I'm saying? My mom had it, she had it in storage and stuff like that. And as I was leaving the game, I did not think to say, yo, ma, let me get that stuff. You know what I mean? To where I could come to y'all today and literally show y'all all of that stuff from my early heyday. And of course, once I got into adult leagues, it was ultra competitive because the people that I was looking up to were now my competition. And I had to, show that I could actually hold my own against these people because they weren't going to take it easy on me just because I was coming out of youth league. Plus, my father already had a reputation, so it was almost like Lil Nolan here. We got to show him something. You know what I mean? So, what I do have outside of not having the trophies and the all that other stuff, what I do have is a couple of my league sheets from 2011 and 2012. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know a lot of times y'all hear me when I'm doing my actual uploads from the bowling center. Y'all hear me say how I'm probably like a 180, 185 average bowler now. And of course, to average people who aren't in the sport, who aren't competitive, who probably, gather to do birthday parties or different, on the weekend just to get out type of bowling, which is great. That's fun. You know what I mean? I've done it with my family as well before I even decided to get back into it. Um, You like, shoot, 185, 180? I wish, right? But for me, like I said in my last video that I uploaded last weekend, I haven't averaged 185 since I was probably 16 years old, 15, you know what I mean? Because of the coaching that I had since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? I started on the bumpers, and just a few weeks into bumper bowling, I was off the bumpers. You know what I mean? Where other kids were still trying to learn how to deal with that, I was being progressed into the next stage ahead of time. You know what I mean? So um this is something, again, it's just deeply rooted. My father, my brother, then my little brothers got into it. You know what I mean? Like one of my little brothers is actually bowling right now. You know what I mean? Just decided to get into it as well. My dad still is active in the sport. Like, it's just really my older brother who I told y'all about. He's in Connecticut now, and he's been holding it down out there since I stopped. So he's like the best bowler in the family. I was second best. My dad was always the best. My dad, of course, getting up there in age a little bit, so he can't do it the same way he used to. So my big bro took over, and I'm trying to get back into the swing. But again, I got these league sheets that just show y'all a little bit of where I was at. And the good thing about me showing y'all where I was at this time is not to reminisce, it's just to give y'all a benchmark of like where I left off and where I intend to get right back to within by May, June. I intend to be right back where I left. You feel me? So check this out, y'all. This is a sheet from the singles challenge in 2011, 15 years ago, right? And 15 years ago, I was what? 22. Yeah, 22. Shit. Damn. So at 22, this is a singles challenge, which means in a single challenge, you bowl by yourself. You're in a league head to head every week, going at it with the best folks in the city. So at the time, this is week 8 of the league, but this just gives you some context of where I stood at the time. I was ranked number 10, Jamar Nolan. Y'all know my name. Y'all, I ain't gotta hide it. So at the time, I was 27 and 21. That was my point spread at the time. And each game, each week was worth, I think, 2 points or something like that. But basically, if you just deduce it down, that's my record, 27-21. At this time, I was averaging 213. Shout out to my Uncle Tony, who was ranked ahead of me, number 9. So, as y'all can see, you go to the left here, my high game for this at this time was 298. The highest you could get in bowling is 300. And this is a scratch league, no handicap and all that stuff. So it's like head to head, straight up, you do your thing. So at the time, I'm ranked number 10, top 10, 27-21. My average was 213. My high game that season was 298. So crazy about the 298 that I rolled. So you got to bowl 12 strikes to get a 300 in bowling, for those that don't know. And of course, for people that are actually experienced in the game, y'all know this stuff. But I rolled the first 11 strikes, and on my last ball in the 10th frame, actually, excuse me, the 11th strike that I threw, my insert in my finger hole popped out and went somewhere that I couldn't even, it flew somewhere that I couldn't even find it. So I had to, and of course, a lot of y'all don't know about finger inserts in bowling. I'll just give y'all an example of what we're talking about, because of course the house balls at your local bowling alley don't have that. So here's just a graphic for example of what I'm talking about, right? You got the bowling ball, you got the finger holes, and then you got these little rubber grips that go inside, right? And contextually speaking, The middle finger, which is the one on the left, the insert popped out. So there was already this rubber insert that I was used to, having a great time with. I threw the 11th strike and the insert went flying outside the ball. Couldn't even find it. So I had to roll the last shot, missing the finger insert, which completely changes the way that the ball feels on your hand. And again, this is in a competitive situation. This wasn't for fun. Like money was on the line. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, the person in first place got a $50 bonus just for remaining in first. Every week that he stayed in first, he got an extra $50 on top of whatever he was getting, right? So I had to throw the last ball with an uneven finger, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I still ended up getting the 8 count. I still threw the ball pretty well, but I just couldn't get a good grip on it because it's not the way the ball was intended to be. So I ended up with 298. To this day, that is still my highest sanctioned score is 298. Now, I've rolled 300 in practice 2 times. Both of those times when I did it, I was a fucking kid. I rolled one when I was about 9 or 10. I rolled another one when I was like 13. But again, it was practice. It wasn't in sanctioned league play, so it didn't actually count. So my highest book number is this 298 that ended up getting thwarted due to my finger insert flying out of the ball. And here is another one of my league sheets. This is from the following year. So again, this is 2012 now. And at the time when this was printed, this is week 12. So this is like right before the league ended. I was ranked number 6. Same league, following year. And at this point in that league, I was 42-30. My average at the time was 216. My highest game for that particular season was a 279. Okay? And you gotta roll, what is it? 10 strikes and get a 9 spare. I think you get 2 9 spares for 279. And correction, at the time, this is a 4-game league. So each game was a point, and then if you won series over your opponent, you got another 2 points. So that's why it was a 6-point system. But anyway, so yeah, at this time I was top 6 ranked in the singles league, and again, these were the best folks in the city of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? My pops was in this league. Where was he ranked at the time? He had a rough season, I think, in this league. Where is he at? So I see my brother down here. He had a rough season. Where my pops at? Did he not bowl in this one? I don't see him on this one. Oh, there you go. Number 12. So I was ranked number 6. He was ranked number 12 that year. His record was 37-35. Yeah, he was kind of middle of the road at the time. But shout out to my pops, man. He taught me everything I know about this shit. So yeah, so when you see me doing this whole retired bowler thing, I know it could be a little like, what is this? Why are you doing this? Why is this important? You know what I mean? And for some people, it's like, I'm not into bowling, which I appreciate, even if you do watch it and not into it. Perhaps it could be something you could learn from. Perhaps it'll be something that can inspire other people. I see some other folks that have been in the comments of my videos talking about how they're going through the same thing. They took 10 years off, 15 years off, and they're getting back into it. This is one of those things, man, where the love just never dies. I feel like at a certain point, right before I quit in 2016, those last couple of years, I was really just kind of going through the motions. I was really locked in on music. My career was starting to kind of pick up a bit. I was starting to get like my first placements in TV and film. I was traveling. I was performing in different cities. I was doing a lot, but I just felt like my obligation to the game of bowling, just being dedicated to it, I felt like it was holding me back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it was a financial obligation that came with it that I felt I could be pouring that same income or revenue into my music career. So again, I felt like I was just phoning it in and doing it because that's who I was and that's who my family knew me to be. So I let it go. But now, 10 years removed from walking away, I'm now doing this because I genuinely want to do it. You know, nobody's like beating down my door to make me do it. You know what I mean? Not that anybody did, but there was an expectation that I was supposed to be bowling because that was what everybody in this community knew me for. They knew me for music too. Some of them had heard my music and some of them even knew the breadth of my talent. Some of them had even tried to help. Shout out to Rocky Fresh. His uncle was a part of my league and stuff, and he tried to like pass my stuff over to him because at the time he was signed to Rick Ross and MMG and all of this different type of stuff, man. Like the community was definitely close knit, but I felt myself drifting away. But now, as a family man myself, now that I'm married, I have a child, like this is something that I feel I can pass down to my junior. You know what I'm saying? If he so chooses to be involved with it. If it's not his thing, it's not his thing. But I want to give him the opportunity to make that choice and just be well versed and understand like this is something that's fun. This is something that allows you to be amongst like-minded people and people that come from all different types of walks of life to where you can be comfortable out in the world. This is just a microcosm of people who have various backgrounds, jobs, skills. I remember one of my competitors, he was like a coordinator for a big festival. You know what I mean? And we exchanged information and stuff like that once upon a time and we're supposed to do some stuff. So you just never know who you're gonna meet, just like anywhere else. Um, and I'm excited to get back into the swing of that. Now, y'all have seen me practicing. The practicing that I've been doing these last couple weeks is just to get myself reacclimated to the game. I have pulled like a muscle in my leg that's like still healing, but I'm still bowling. Because I ain't taking no time off unless it's like I just can't. But ultimately I'm doing it because I want to get into a summer league this year. Um, and I want to document that summer league as much as possible, although every person in the league may not want to be filmed along with me. We'll have to work that piece out. But I want to show y'all the process. I want to show y'all where I'm making improvements, where um, you know, I'm upgrading my arsenal. I've been throwing this ball called the Storm IQ Tour AI. That's the ball y'all been seeing me throw for the last couple weeks. Um, that ball, it's like it's a middle of the road ball. It's like not special. It's not like, and when I say middle of the road, I know some people are gonna need explanation. So certain bowling balls are made for different purposes, right? So like the stuff you see at your typical Bolero or AMF or whatever bowling alley you go to, Brunswick, you're gonna see those bowling balls that you could pick and just put on the rack and throw them. Those are plastic balls, meaning that they're intended to go straight, right? You're just supposed to have fun, throw them, wreck them, break them. You know, they don't do no maintenance to keep them clean or keep them polished, or they be having cracks in them, all type of stuff, right? But then when you go out and you get your own bowling ball, that's when you start seeing the different variety of what's available to you. So, um, in essence, they're plastic balls. Now, a plastic ball is good for picking up spares, throwing at the 10 pin, which is that one in the right corner that all your bowling friends hate. And then from there, you go to like urethane, right? And urethane has been outlawed in the pros, but it's basically a ball that like absorbs a lot of oil and it's not really made for like super high rev players, although the pros did use it because they would be on these like heavily concentrated oil patterns. If y'all notice when you throw a ball down the lane, it comes back, it'll have oil on it because the oil is what makes the ball roll down the lane slickly or whatever. And once you learn how to like curve the ball, then you start learning how to like navigate your path to try to get more strikes, right? Just giving y'all some game here. Again, if you're in the sport, you're in the game, nothing new to you, but understand I have viewers that are coming from different walks of life because people know me for something else now. So I got this IQ Tour AI, which is a middle of the road ball. It's like you're supposed to use it when there's like a lack of oil. It's a control ball, so it doesn't hook crazy. It can hook. Y'all have seen me hook it, mostly due to my hand and my experience. But you know, it served its purpose. It's gonna continue to be used, especially as I encounter different conditions on different lanes and start doing tournaments and stuff like that. You never know. But I ordered another ball, which is gonna be released on the 22nd. It's the Motive uh Venom Hysteria. Okay. And it's like an upgrade to that ball. It has way more pop to it. And y'all will see what I mean by pop when I get my hands on it. And once I do get it, I'm gonna be lining it up with my homie Big Book. I told y'all over the weekend I got challenged, I got called out. One of my high school buddies hit me up and he saw me doing this whole return thing and he was like, "Yo, let's do a 1v1. I want to line it up." I don't know what made him feel that way or say that, but I ain't ducking no smoke, so we making it happen. That's gonna be that video will be out on the 26th. All right. Because we're going to bowl on the 25th, but I may not be able to get that footage out the same day. So it'll be out the 26th. Win, lose, or draw is going to come out. I plan to demolish him. I ain't never seen him bowl. He say he got new bowling balls and shoes and all this stuff on the way. He might be nice as a mug. You know what I mean? I just don't know. But I'm like, shoot, I'll oblige. And I'm gonna actually turn that into like an ongoing series as well. If people want to challenge me on the lanes, um, and you serious, like no disrespect, but you gotta at least, at bare minimum, you gotta have your own bowling ball. You gotta be able to bowl at least 175 to 180 on a consistent level if you're gonna challenge me. Otherwise, it's gonna be content, but we're already gonna know who's gonna win. You know what I mean? But I do want to compete with people who actually can get busy. I'm not afraid of losing. You know what I mean? I've been in singles league and had to take losses before. So that's not a problem. But I intend to win. You feel me? So I just wanted to give y'all this video, this background. There's not a lot going on in the hip hop space that's like pressing for me to like do content. So I'm loving the fact that I get to like lean into this a bit more. I'm gonna do more of these talking head videos too concerning the game of bowling as needed or as I can when it's convenient. But yeah, Jay Nolan signing out, the retired bowler. I appreciate y'all. Those of y'all that have joined the channel. It's 253 of y'all. I didn't expect to get there that quick. Um, I've been seeing one of my videos just hit 1,000 views. I think another one is at like 800. I think another one is like 800. I did not expect that. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, because I know bowling is so niche. And honestly, what comes with the expectation with bowling is typically not my skin color. You know what I mean? Although there are a lot of black bowlers out there, especially in concentrated black cities, but on a world scale, you don't really see us represented at the highest level. So um I'm inspired by that and I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I appreciate y'all. Um and I'll catch y'all Saturday because I'm gonna go in and practice again and work on some things. And then of course, next week we'll have the competition. So be on the lookout for that. All right. I'll catch y'all in a minute, man. Peace.